Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
So,
Let's go.
so.
So.
はい、皆さんこんにちは、翔です。今日は、So today, I've got a very special guest, Max from King's, Lal from UCL, and Erin from LSE. Today, we would like to talk about the differences between these universities, positives and negatives, and differences from perspectives of academic, private, and professional. So guys, thank you so much for joining my channel. Maybe we can start talking about the reasons why we chose our unis first, and then we clarify that King's is actually the best uni among these three.
No.
So Max, do you want to start?
Sure, no problem. So I chose King's because, first of all, when I was applying to different unis, I looked at different ratings, and I checked, the ratings based on the subject as well. So I looked at management and business, and King's was one of the best. So yeah, I thought that it might be my chance to change from public administration into like management, into managing private companies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the main reason.
Do you want to go along?
Sure. So I chose UCL, first of all, because it was the best university I applied to. Other than that, I didn't really push myself to go for, the big universities. I didn't apply to King's, I didn't apply to any of the biggest ones like Oxford, Cambridge. So out of my choices, it was the best, objectively, if you look at the rankings.
Yeah.
And I liked the overall campus. I liked how it felt, and a lot of people from my school was going to UCL, so it was a bit of a coincidence, but a good coincidence, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
I chose to study at LSE because it was ranked number 1 in the UK for the media program.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and I really just applied on a whim. I didn't apply for any other universities in London.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, so kind of scary, yeah, but I didn't think I'd get in, but I did, so yeah.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
so I think these three universities are actually the best unis among London, I think. So we can probably start talking about
Imperial now.
what kind of the atmospheres and professors and schools is going to be like in terms of academic point of view. Do you want to start, Lan?
Sure. So if I start with the good things first, only talking about academic, the best thing about UCL, first of all, you have to understand it's a research-based university. So whatever you do, you are going to read a lot of research, and what they try to embed in you is to always look for new evidences, to not get stuck in the old way of doing things. So that was kind of how my program was structured as well.
Yeah.
Every professor I had were researchers, one of the best in their own areas, which is the good part. I think if you go to UCL and if you want to pursue a research career after, you have a really good network of teachers, professors, and just researchers overall.
Yeah.
Another good thing about UCL, I was going to say King's. Another good thing about UCL is it's very tech and data focused. So I think almost in every course you can take, there is an aspect of coding involved, which might seem a bit hard, and you might not like to do coding at first, but the way everything is growing now and the way like the world is becoming so data oriented, I think it was a very good introduction for me. I'll talk about the disadvantages later, right?
Okay.
Yeah? Okay.
So, do you want to start, Max, about King's?
Yeah, so talking about academia,
Yeah.
I think the professors were nice. I think the structure of most subjects was good. I liked that it was like practical oriented. I mean, we had a lot of guests from different industries talking about different practical subjects, like practical things that are happening right now in their companies. I think that was like one of the best for me. Yeah.
Speaking of this practical approach, we have, especially in our course, International Management MSc, we have discussion group work presentation to pretty much all the courses, all the classes. So I think before I came here, I sometimes have difficulty sharing my opinions and speak up. But like after this, I really felt that my facilitation skills, for example, and discussion skills, debate, has improved a lot. So this practical approach is, I would say, one of the biggest features.
I just wanna comment in there. UCL is definitely not a practical university. It's very much theory based, very much research based. We didn't have any single discussion, so I just want to throw it in there.
Yeah, I would say LSE is the same.
Yeah.
It's really academic. It's not practical.
Is LSE also like focused on research?
Yeah, it depends on what course you take, but I'd say it's similar to that. Yeah.
Is it because of your course, because you studied psychology and you're doing
Half and half, but from my knowledge and from what I saw people do, everything is more theoretical than practical, especially when you compare it to King's. I had a friend who did management in UCL, and I can kind of compare it. Definitely not the same. Better than psychology in that matter, but not better than King's.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate a bit more?
How was the academic life?
Yeah, like overall, I would say that LSE is, like, because it's so heavy on like academics and theory based, we do have like really strong professors who are like really good at what they do. Like it was actually a bit intimidating at first because a lot of my professors, I'd been reading their literature and their research in my undergrad, and I was like, oh god, like now they're right in front of me. But yeah, so I think that's a really cool thing, and that's why we're the best. So
Okay.
When it comes to rating and feedback that you told us before, do you have like quite, for example, if you submit your essay or anything like that, you've got like instant feedback right away, or how does
no,
that
for us it always takes at least a month to get feedback on stuff, and then it really varies on like what professor has marked your work, but sometimes it's really detailed and sometimes it's not. It's like 4 sentences and not a lot to improve. But overall I've been happy with the grading and stuff. What about you guys?
I think you can say the same thing to King's, right? Because it really depends on the professors, I think.
Yeah.
It's just
but sometimes it takes like really long, like months.
Like 2 years.
Well, like a year.
Let's not give false information.
Yeah, and the feedback is different sometimes as well. Like some professors are really involved into providing quick and like really
feedback, insights.
Like insights or like what areas you should improve. But some just write something really generic and write pretty much the same stuff to everyone, and you feel like it's not something about your work. It was just something they wrote in general that you should do.
True.
I think, but in terms of grading, because I did my undergrad in UCL and my master's in King's, so I can compare it. UCL is definitely more harsh in grading. So here I was shocked at my grades, because the same work I did here, I would get like at least 10 points less in UCL. And I'm not sure, I don't want to say this about other courses, but my course, psychology, I really did not like the grading.
Okay.
So I wrote, for example, lab reports every year, and every year it was graded by somebody else, somebody that did their PhD. And every year I tried to fix my writing from the comments that I got in the previous year, and every time I did that, I got like new comments that did not pop up at all. So it was very hard to improve because
But were they like contradicting?
they
or-
were contradicting
Oh,
at
yeah,
some
so-
point, and like
That's
one
the
of
worst. That's really difficult.
it
to
is
fix
very
then.
difficult.
I mean,
So
like,
my writing skills or my writing grades didn't really improve in my undergrad.
okay.
Yeah. And I think like because of psychology being very research based, they want to like make researchers out of this, which writing is the most important part. So they don't want to just give you points and make you feel like you aced writing. Could have been more lenient.
Okay. Okay. So overall, I think when it comes to academics, King's takes like more practical approach,
Yeah.
and we have feedback, lecture system, all of this based on this practical approach. But LSE and UCL takes like a bit more
Yes.
theoretical
Yeah,
approach.
so
Yeah.
yeah, so basically, if you're serious about your life and
Although
you're
you're
an academic,
a burn is coming.
yeah.
Um,
So yeah,
Yeah.
So would you say for this one?
No. I really think no.
if
no.
you
Kings
are,
doesn't.
if you
Kings does
are,
not win.
Taking a practical approach, like if you want to improve your life in the real improvement.
yeah.
No.
I think it depends on your goals.
It
If you-
depends on
Yeah.
your goals,
Yeah.
but I think the way UCL is, the goods and the bads. So the bads, I didn't talk about this, but the fact that you are being taught by the best researchers means that they don't have time for you. That's the worst part about UCL, I believe. But I think with all the harshness, with all since you don't have any teachers to support you, you have to figure it out on your own. And even though it's not a good way of teaching, I wouldn't want to be taught this way when I paid this much money.
It's
But-
effective.
Yeah, it is very effective. I'm a very disciplined person now, and I think King's lacks in the technology part.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
We had one research course which was very introductory.
Yeah.
SPSS is not coding,
Mm-hmm.
you know. I
Yeah,
think it could improve on that part.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Completely
true.
agree.
Yeah.
I think maybe they should introduce some course on like data analytics, maybe
Yeah.
like Python or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Because business analytics is a very important part now, and
Yeah.
in most job applications I look at, they still require some data understanding. And with the
Like-
with the education we had here, you wouldn't be able to do that, I don't believe.
Yes. You need to learn Python or some other language like that, or like Excel. You know.
Yeah, we didn't have anything with Excel.
But is it because you are doing undergrad, and does UCL master's degree also provide that? Like they do?
I think so. I think because I'm not
Oh,
sure because I
that's
didn't
quite
talk to
good.
anybody who did masters specifically. I talked to people who did an integrated masters.
Yeah.
So like 3 years undergrad, 1 year's masters, and they had it.
Mhm.
But they also had it in their undergrad, so I'm not
Yeah.
sure if it's
Right,
the best
right.
way to look at it. But overall, almost everybody I knew in UCL knew at least one language of coding.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think
Wow.
UCL wins this round.
Okay, it's
Ah,
a
yeah.
draw.
It's
So
a-
it's-
it might be a
Yeah,
draw.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay, we got sidetracked and we're being recorded.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm gonna post everything.
Yeah.
So let's start talking about the facilities, guys.
Yes.
So in the last academic, Kings won. So we can probably
That
No,
wasn't
no,
a
we
great
agreed on
team
a
at
draw.
all.
We agreed
Yeah.
on a draw.
So let's talk about facilities, guys.
Yeah.
So although we talked about this in the previous video, Max,
Mhm.
we can probably talk it again. So I think at King's, we have these excellent facilities like libraries and this kind of classroom. It's modern, but from the outside it looks very beautiful and traditional. But the only problem is it's quite spread out. We have 3 campuses from many different places. We have
Yeah.
Bush House, Strand campus, Waterloo campus, Guides campus. It's quite spread out, and you have to take tube or bus to go back and forth. And the another thing is like we have very difficult. Sometimes we need to spend a lot of time finding study spaces, especially when you are doing group work.
Yeah, and especially when it's busy.
Yeah.
especially when it's busy. Now
Yeah.
the campus is quite empty because it's like second term has just finished. But yeah, in the middle of the term, I think
Yeah.
there are just a lot of people.
Yeah.
Do you want to add something?
No.
What's another library? Have you ever?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever went to another library than?
We have Waterloo, Morgan,
Waterloo?
guys.
I'm not talking about the ones inside the building, like a small one inside the building. But have you
Yeah,
ever
but
been
it's
to?
library, right?
Yes.
But
I'm
guys,
just thinking. I don't know any other King's libraries.
we have guys campus library,
Okay.
and we also have like, for example, pretty close to our like my building, my student accommodation. We have this King's. It's not kind of like a library, but it's a study space,
Okay.
and you can just randomly go in
Yeah.
and just chill out.
Okay. How's yours?
I really like the LSE facilities. I think our library is like one of the best libraries I've ever been to. I've been to the King's library, the Waterloo campus,
Yeah.
and quite frankly, it's a joke compared to the LSE
That's not-
library.
But it's not our best library.
Yeah.
Okay,
Erin.
all right.
Yeah.
That's your
we have to
excuse.
take her to the Morgan library. It's
Um,
actually better.
She'll get lost. Morgan Library is a labyrinth.
Yeah, it's huge and it's
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
ancient building. Looks
Harry Potter.
amazing. Yeah.
Harry
I've
Potter.
been there for a year now, and I still can't find my way without
Yeah.
any.
But yeah, basically our library is really modern. It has like a beautiful see-through glass elevator in the center of it. It's like, it looks super sleek. There's always enough space, like study spaces, like you can always find at least a quiet little booth. So I don't really run into issues with that.
That's good.
That is very good.
That's really
yeah.
good.
Yeah, and our classrooms, most of them are really modern as well, and clean, and yeah, overall, I think LSE wins this round.
No. Okay,
What
I will
about-
get into that, but like now we just went into the LSE building.
Mhm.
I didn't realize it was gonna be so modern.
Yeah.
It looks so good inside.
Yes.
I really like the interiors. I think it definitely is better than King's.
No.
But now UCL.
Yeah.
Leave the stage to me. UCL has the best campus because it occupies an entire neighborhood. Like Bloomsbury is full of UCL buildings.
Ooh.
So like the spread out problem that King's has, UCL doesn't at all. There are libraries and study spaces and classrooms and booths, anything, anywhere. So that's why, like, if you don't go to the busiest library and if you just go, for example, to the pharmaceuticals department building, you can get an amazing study space. And like for 3 years, I've studied there, and I've always found like a new cafe, a fun thing. If you're gonna do psychology in UCL, the cafeteria personnel, Hassan, does the best food. Like if you're doing psychology, UCL is the best just because of Hassan's food. Overall, I think every building is very nice. There are more libraries than I can count. Not inside a building, like an actual library that's like big.
Yeah.
There's like statues inside. Law department's library is one of the most majestic stuff you can see.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me
I
help you
get it.
guys now.
Yeah.
They need it.
They
No,
need it.
come
They
on,
need it.
guys.
So, because UCL definitely won this round. But if we talk about, for example, the lecture halls, King's has, I'm not going to say better because like it's completely different. So King's lecture halls that we went to, they were like tables.
Yeah.
In UCL, it's always an amphitheater. It's an amphitheater. It's always in that format, which is good. The problem is everything is so squished together. So you should be very close friends with the person on your next because your butts are touching.
Oh.
Like it's that close to each other. And when it's like winter and you have your coat, like everybody is like trying to squish in, which I really don't miss.
Okay. So for this round,
UCL.
definitely not us. To be honest.
Come on, you can study
Frankly.
anywhere.
Have you ever had any like trouble finding study space?
No. Not, I mean, if I just wanted to go to a random study space, never. UCL wins. Guys, okay, without a moderator, we will never be able to decide who wins.
We are all biased.
We're
Okay.
all a bit
So
biased.
since
No, I
But
do,
come on.
I do think objectively UCL should win that round.
I think so too. But come on, I did Kings. Okay, can I will say my verdict for the last round, and I will let you guys win that one.
Okay, which one?
The
So
academic
so
round.
LSE is just already out of the running.
No, okay, LSE wins that round, but
God.
Kings is
better
more
than
fun.
UCL. Oh, more fun. Yeah.
Kings is more fun. Kings is more practical. But if you want to actually get into serious stuff, go to LSE.
Yeah.
If you want to be a negotiator and be like fun and quirky and innovative, go to Kings.
That was definitely okay.
Yeah, was that good? And now can you give this round to me?
Yeah, okay, let's move on.
Thank you.